All right, third and final video. It is Saturday, April 11th. This is my A to Z video. We're just going to go through a whole broad range of things. We're going to stick around on a few and fly through some other stocks. Starting with Alcoa, double A. I mean, look at this. This is actually quite incredible. I've not even noticed the fact that March did settle positive and we're up another 10% this month. I mean, again, you can argue there was some issues in the Middle East, of course, with some steel production being problematic. So, you know, their competitors have been damaged to some extent over there. And that's bullish for Alcoa. Absolutely nothing bearish here. I mean, look at that. I mean, just relentless upside. I mean, a little bit of chop here and there, but anyway, yep. That's one hell of a bullish stock. Airbnb, multi-month chop. It's just actually multi-year chop. I mean, there's nothing good here. You can actually say that the Bollinger Bands have never been tighter. Of course, the stock isn't that old. It's only, well, 5 years or so. I mean, but this is just, it's arguably untradeable. It's just chop. It doesn't pay any dividends, I'm guessing. But nothing good there. Archer Aviation, like the company, it's trying to stabilize, but relative to the main market, this isn't great, right? Look at that horrible bearish engulfing candle in March. Terrible. I mean, look at it, it's 540. It was $14. Again, if you think the main market's going to get whacked, then there's no way it's going to be able to. It's going to come down to at least 282, maybe even the ones. I mean, it doesn't make any money. That's the thing. It's an embryonic company, just like Joby Aviation and EVTL and a few others. I like them for the long term, but there's no dividends, there's no profits, there's very little of anything. It's a concept company right now. I'm pretty hopeful for the midterm, long term, into the next decade. But you know, I'm gonna keep tracking these, and if the equity market does have a crash wave, and these stocks will be $1 or less, and there'll be some of them will, the ones that survive will be great buys. I'm looking at it. It was $1.77, actually $1.62 in December of 2022. It got to 14. That's a nice move, right? I guess most of the move was really in November of 24. Look at all these spikes, all of these topping spikes. Anyway, let's move on. American Eagle. I mean, look, it's up 10%, but it's just back testing the 10 MA. This is bearish. The problem should be momentum's weakening, the consumer's broken, gasoline is soaring. That's a problem. Bearish retail. AMD, 20%. I will accept that March saw a brief break under the 10 MA, but we've seen a powerful move. Some of these semicons are just up ridiculously so far this month. I mean, this one's only actually this one's up 20%. If I mean it's still below the high, but there's nothing bearish there, is there? Ah, yes, Apollo Global Management. I just created this chart. It's another one of these private equity, private credit companies. Absolutely midterm bearish. I mean, it's almost been cut in half from December of 24. But it is trying to floor on the monthly 50 MA, and I've been talking about this in the previous Dow video. Um, look, look at where it loves many of these stocks. I don't know why I've been noticing for months now, but many of these stocks love holding and flooring from around the 50-month average. Look at it there. Even though it broke it in March of 2020, it bounced right back. So again, if this was to lose the 50 monthly average and close under it, alarm bells. Because then you'd think, okay, what's the natural target? I mean, 42s would be my target, and that's monstrously far down. That's a long way. So yeah, if this closes under the 50 MA, which is currently $100.46, so let's just call it $100 even. Anything under that would merit alarm bells. And look, relative to the main market, this is actually still down 6.5% on the month. It's a bad performance. And by the way, what is that? You can, if you divide it up into weeks, it's a multi-week slash multi-month bear flag. The bear flag. It's trying to floor, but again, this is a terrible performance for April. Bearish PE, bearish PC, as Michael Berry would say. The Baba, trying to bounce, don't care. Bank of America has earnings next week, up 7.7. Typically, the banks will sell off earnings, so I don't think this candle's got a hold. Momentum is actually still fractionally negative, so it's been weakening since last December. Bearish, net bearish. Doesn't mean, I'm guessing it'll be up in pre-market whenever it has earnings. I think it's probably Wednesday, I think. Hmm, bearish. BlackRock. It's at 3.9. That's kind of a bullish hammer. A little bit spiky, but it's under the 10 MA. It's still broken. Momentum's still weakening. I got to be bearish to BlackRock. Blackstone, down 0.1. Lousy performance. Note, actually, you know what? I don't know why this one keeps slipping my mind, but look, February, a settlement under the 50-month. March, it was up in March, but still another settlement under the 50 MA. April, this is terrible. This is now a third month under the 50 monthly average, which it never did back in late 2022. But see, this was a kind of a stair-step bear market, if you remember. And off we went again, right? Everything's fine. Now, we're sustainably under. We have not seen this. Look at this. This is amazing. This is probably the most amazing chart anyone might see this weekend. Even in March 2020, look at the spike from the 50 MA. Look at all the support. Even in last April, remember that this is the Trump tariff low, right? Spike. But not February. We broke. And we haven't been able to recover. This is massive. This is probably the most bearish chart out there right now. Blackstone. I can't remember if Blackstone is Larry Fink or is that BlackRock. Can't remember. But anyway, Blackstone is a problem. I'm hearing. Do you hear it? Do you hear the alarm bells? Because I'm hearing the alarm bells. And of course, by definition, this is an alarm bell for other stuff, including Apollo, BlackRock, KKR, and arguably the rest of the financials, just to varying extents. But yeah, this is horrible. This is so overlooked right now by almost everybody. And of course, I'm asking myself, well, why am I not actually short this one? Seriously, why am I not short this stock? If all the financials, I mean, I like to be short KKR. I'm quite well versed in trading that one, but I'm like, this one's even better than KKR in many respects. We'll get to KKR shortly, but yeah, this is horrible. This is a problem. Moving on. Oz will be here all night. Uh, Bouncing, don't care. Carnival, bouncing, don't care. I mean, look, it's still well below the February spike high. Cleveland Cliffs, I mean, that's again, it's bouncing, but this is horrible. It's just long-term horror. Nat gas, generally long-term bullish. Yakas catching a bounce. You could argue we have a bull flag here. You could even argue we have an inverse head and shoulders, but it's not great. Again, I'm inclined to think, this is one of the better companies in retail land, but I I wouldn't be long. I'm not long this. I mean, I was bullish when I went from here to here, but now it's like it's not going to take much to turn this one red. Energy transfer, choppy. Ford up 5%, but that's a moderate retrace of the February of the March drop. Freeport, okay, top 15%, but if this doesn't hold, if you don't put, if this doesn't keep pushing, then you're gonna have a massive reversal here. I don't think it can keep going. That's my guess. Well, we're not long to find out, right? GE Aerospace, again, it settled a month under the 10 of May. It's got a bounce, but I lean bearish. Google, one of the strongest stocks out. It never did break under the 10 of May, so this one's very strong. Up 10% on the month. Now, again, the issue is, does it hold? Is this just like some kind of wave one down, a little bounce on the ceasefire news, and we're going to roll over again? Again, I could understand people having a stop around a 10 of May 281, or maybe even a little bit tighter, maybe 300 or something. But alarm bells if it breaks. Otherwise, I accept. There's nothing particularly bearish here. You could just argue this was just a retrace and off we go again, right? Momentum is still weakening though. I think that merits attention. Intel, now this is insane. This is recent, like the past 9 days, Intel was up like 50. I mean, technically it's up since from the beginning of the month, it's up 41%. I mean, what justification is this? In fact, 63.39 was the high. That's actually something wrong here. I think that's it is a new historic high, right? It's got to be. Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, it's got to be. It's a new historic high. So this made a new historic high. This is madness. I mean, there's no justification for this. None. This is just stupid. I haven't seen anyone tell me why exactly this is up 41%. It's not like it's been a takeover bid or anything. This is bizarre. I can't take that seriously. I would accept. There's absolutely no sign of a turn. It's a wild one. Joby, just much like Archer Aviation. I'm not going to go over that one again. KB Homes, leaning weak. The KKR. Right. All right. All right. So I've overlooked the fact that, yeah, this one did actually, also like Blackstone, this did settle under the 50 MA in February. It went back in March, just fractionally above, and now we're kind of leaning a bit of weakness here. Again, you could argue this is multi-week, multi-month bear flag, and that 91 natural target would be 80-ish and then 60-ish. I guess if you're really bearish, you'd look for maybe $40. But first things first, I am short this one. So it's already come down a long way, right? From 100 and what was that high there? The all-time high was 169.13. Yeah, this is top of my to short list. I guess Blackstone would be the other one. Bearish. Kinder Morgan. Again, one of these big oil stocks, and even this one started to call back. Only a couple of percent. Lithium Americas, again, the problem is the main market and the global economy, which is falling in a recession. So it's only up 3%. It's a lot of noise. And in fact, I'm still, from what I understand, the Thacker Pass mine in Nevada, or Nevada, it's still not going to be producing until sometime next year. So we still have an entire, almost a good 9 to 12 months, probably 12 months, because they probably not going to do mining in the winter in Nevada. It's probably not going to be mining until maybe spring of 2027. That's a problem. Lockheed Martin. So yeah, March had a massive bearish engulfing candle. Even the defense stocks are pulling back. They're getting Look at the last time we had a bearish engulfing candle on a top. We had net downside for a good 5 months. Yeah, a couple of months of chop and a little bounce. I mean, clearly, cyclically high. It's not a great place to be buying it. If you wanted to buy it, you would have been buying it somewhere on this side, not here. Moving on. Cheniere Energy. Just kind of cooling back. Again, long-term, top-tier gas company. Las Vegas Sands, multi-year chop. A mess. Meta Platforms, which did a $21 billion deal with CoreWeave the other day. 10% on the month. But the stock is midterm broken. I mean, it's bearish unless it goes back above the 10 MA 676. I don't think it can do it. A Mosaic fertilizer, then 2.9%. It's a lot of chop. I don't know what fertilizer prices are right now, but the stock isn't doing great at all. MP Materials up 14%, but again, March candle, bearish engulfing. Bouncing, but we're under the 10 MA. We're under the big support line, which was roughly what? $70? Actually, no, $60. Yeah, that high from over here, 60. I still think we're going to come down to, there's a big gap down to roughly $30. Morgan Stanley, which has earnings next week. March had a reversal candle. That's playing out. Again, typically the financials will sell off on earnings. I think we're going to roll over. But, I will note that despite the upside, momentum is still weakening. Slowly, but it is weakening. Bears want to see this close the month under 10 MA 164. One to watch. Micron, again, 24% on the month. The semicons are insane. March candle, bearish engulfing, has not played out. It's unusual. I don't know. I mean, you could just argue this is some kind of castle top, as I call it, where you chop around for a few months and then you break down eventually. But wild. Ah, yes, for Netflix. Netflix has earnings next Thursday after hours. And you can argue, look, 134, 75, which I was babbling about for months. The February candle was bullish engulfing. We've been leaning upwards, and now we're approaching the 10 MA. So again, this is one to watch. You got to wonder, earnings on Thursday, are they gonna roll over and then unravel it? I mean, the market really liked news recently of another $2 increase in subscription prices. So, and it's gonna be entertaining to watch this one on Thursday night. Occidental. I mean, relative to oil prices, I mean, down 10%. I mean, for me, it's a case of wake me up if this goes above, say, 73. 73 to be decisive. Otherwise, it's just trapped in this gigantic trading range again. So if it goes above 73, I'd be looking for 100. But right now, it's struggling. The Pfizer, what a shame, down 4%. The April candle is bearish engulfing. Still midterm bullish technically because it's above the 10 MA. But yeah, that's a bearish engulfing candle. Momentum has leveled out, prone to turning negative, possibly might turn negative, not May, but maybe in June or July. I hate this company for obvious reasons. I'd love to see it go under 19 because if it went under 19, if it's settled, if it has a monthly close under 19, look at the low, 1957, 1950. So if you ever see a monthly close under 19, that would merit alarm bells. I can hope for that. I wouldn't short it. I don't think I haven't shorted this one, maybe ever. Palantir, yes. So My God, where do we start on Palantir? So Friday, Friday's drama, right? Palantir was down for a third day because Michael Berry spoke about it on Wednesday and had a bearish engulfing candle on the daily. Thursday was down like 7%. Friday morning was down 5%. And of course, Trump comes out and talks, just literally promotes the stock, even giving the ticker symbol. And the stock jumps 4% intraday, but it did settle down 2 or 3% on Friday. And look, on a month, with some perspective, it is still down 12.5% on a month. It's still midterm bearish. Look at the spikes. Look at the sellers. They were selling in February. They were selling in March. They were even selling just recently. And it's that's actually technically a bearish engulfing candle. And we've already taken out the 126. We printed 122s on Friday. So next target's $100. That looks pretty easy, frankly. And after that, what are we looking at? The April 66s. I accept that's a long way down, but the stock is broken. It's broken. And no matter what Trump might want to say about it, it's a bearish stock right now. And we are breaking, we Friday broke a new cycle low, 122. Bearish Palantir. PayPal. Literally the textbook definition of a zombie stock. Look at this. This is shockingly this is zombie. It's a dead stock. Transocean. I mean, really, this is all just dead. There's nothing good there. The Rocket Lab. It's up almost 6%. I would accept that it is midterm bullish. It's holding over 10 MA. The SpaceX IPO would be inherently bullish for this, but again, if the main market takes another swing lower, a big one, there is no way that Rocket Lab will be able to escape, and it will be dragged down probably to take out the 10 MA, and the basic target would be 37s. Great company, very long-term bullish, but this one does look vulnerable to having a swing low. Look at the momentum. Momentum has been weakening for 3 months. It's not going to turn negative in May, probably June, which is ironically when the SpaceX IPO is due. I would accept that maybe it will level out because it had a down wave here and it leveled out. But it's interesting that the setup, maybe it goes negative in June, July. But again, on a long-term basis, I really like that one. Schwab, chop, chop, chop. Nothing to say there. Schlumberger, chop. I guess on the positive side, it's up 1%, which is better than Occidental's minus 10%. SMR, I mean, oh my God, a clear case of the horror continues. Down 6. Is that 16 or 15? 15%. I mean, this is terrible. $57. That was, look at the spike, by the way. Peak. This is what you call peak nuclear hysteria. AI data center hysteria. Got obliterated there. But then now it's so after the obliteration wave, now we're just getting ground to like dust particles. $9, was it $9.21? And you think, are we gonna go way back down to $1.88? Because that's the trend. That's where we're heading. Again, I would accept it to get to that. You're gonna need to probably see S&P. Oh, I don't know. I mean, minimum 50. Probably 4,000, which of course is crazy talk. But there's nothing bullish here. There is zero sign of a flaw. Horrible. Target. Nothing bearish here is a, yeah. It's only up a little bit on the month, but still, it's okay. I mean, I guess the cautious are going to put a tight stop in there. Tesla, I guess, is next. Yep. This isn't pretty, is it? Look at this. 4 months straight down. Look at the March candle. Spiky. Under the 10 MA. We're now sustainably under the 10 MA. This isn't good. This is terrible. This is down 6% on the month relative to the main market. This is horrible performance. And where's the next support? I mean, it really isn't much here. I mean, you got 273. And you got the April 214s. I mean, 214 is a long way down. Again, the real concern should be the consumer is broken. The war is ongoing. Gasoline prices going up isn't going to help. I accept that. Yes, there are electric cars, of course, but still, people are broke. This isn't good. This is a terrible performance. And the real concern should be the fact that this company's annual EPS is what, $4 maybe? This isn't good. Bearish Tesla. TSM, which has earnings next Thursday morning. The current candle is a bullish engulfing. There's nothing bearish there. I mean, yeah, cyclically high, but that's bullish. Take two. Grand Theft Auto 6 is due in, I think it's November. But yeah, this isn't great. Well, yes, this is broken as well. Nothing good there. I heard that, from what I understand, and this is very depressing. From what I understand, it's going to be a wokeified Grand Theft Auto 6. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I've seen a number of videos where it appears that all the original crew have been booted out, replaced by purple-haired nose ring people. Not great, huh? The kids, if they're not gonna buy this. If it turns out that the game is that, then this stock is gonna implode because the entire company. But I think they spent maybe $1 billion on this game, and it's been like years delayed. So if they've wokeified this game, this company's in trouble. United Airlines, which I'm short. Currently at 4.7% on the month. I would note that the April candle is a bit spiky. By the way, yeah, but most notably of all is, look at all these spikes. Look at them all. These are especially look at the February candle. Bam, down. And we're getting a little bit of bounce because here the sellers are there. This is where I'm short. I'm short from a couple of bucks up from Thursday. I want to see it take out that low, the 84s. Under 84, the next target is 70. So I'd like to be short down to $70. I think that's realistic. Again, there's issues of jet fuel availability in the UK and Europe. Those problems are going to really start to show themselves before the end of the month. Bearish the airlines, bearish United. And I am short this one. Uber. This isn't good. Look at this. 7 months down. So new historic high 101.99 in what was that? Last September. And then just grinding down. This is horrible. It's down 31%. And this is with the S&P at 6,800. You got to start to wonder. What are we looking at here? 47s? I mean, there's nothing good here. It's just bearish. Uranium energy, don't much care. I mean, black candle leans bearish. Momentum is weakening, prone to turning negative in June. Oh yeah, UPS, which I was long earlier this year. A horrible candle in March. It's up 3%. I can't take this candle seriously. I don't think it can hold. I think it's gonna reverse back. Natural target would be the October 79s. Great company. The company has been firing tens of thousands of people. So the efficiency of the company is massively improving. But yeah, unless I can't see the stock going up, unless of course the main market does, in which case it will get pulled upwards. But we'll see. Warner Brothers, of course, is micro churn. It's going to be bought out by Paramount. What else we got? Anything else left? Two more. Wells Fargo and Exxon. Wells Fargo up 7%. It's not going to take much to get it back under the 10 MA, which it should do. And yeah, Exxon is the final one. I mean, look, again, this is just because the oil's cooled back. You can also just say it's a cyclical retrace of this massive run from the, what's that, 94s to 176. It's just a cooling wave. I mean, momentum is starting to weaken a little bit, but you know, bullish unless it goes under the 10 MA, which is a long way down. Okay, how do I want to end today? This will probably be my last video of the weekend. Uh, so yeah, bullish month so far, and from a bearish perspective, bears need to see the market back under the 10 MA 67, 90, 67, 1800, 67, 18. Yeah. Otherwise, I would accept that we could keep pushing up, but that just seems how we're going to do that. On what basis? Earnings? Earnings aren't going to be good. Economic growth? Economic growth. The U.S. economy is falling in a recession. Inflation's picking up, and probably will be sustainably up across the summer. I still think we're going to come back down to at least test the trend around here, which I accept right now. It sounds like crazy talk, but we'll have to see. End of the month. Oh, is this candle going to become rather spiky? In which case, you could argue we're just stair stepping down. Maybe like, see, 2022 was a real mess of a year. It really messed with people on both sides because it wasn't crashy. It was stair stepping all the way into October, which is again, it's a typical low. So, yeah, I mean, I could even accept. You could argue that we're going to just stair step down into October with the midterms and of course November, and then kind of rally into early next year. But the war is a wild card, and I wouldn't be surprised if we have a big plunge before end of the month, early May. I don't see this bounce as sustainable. And one other thing I should highlight is I do want to talk about oil briefly. I mean, do we care about oil on a daily? I mean, oil was down on Friday. It's a lot of chop. Oh, look, it's come down from 117s to 95s. So the recent higher low was 91. So I don't want to see that one taken out. That would be a problem. Cyclically, it's on the low end. Some perspective on the weekly. On a weekly chart, the weekly candle is actually bearish engulfing. I've not noticed that. I will say though that the price action has been wild. Of course, we had this hyper spike, massive down wave. Technically, that was a black candle that didn't play out, and we had a big surge last week, and then this week we had another push, but a full reversal. I mean, this is again, these are wartime swings, so normal rules don't apply in some ways. Some real perspective. This should be the chart I end with today. I think I will. Actually, maybe I'll even end with a slightly bigger perspective. But firstly, I'll look at this one. And we'll note that these two candles are spiky. If you want to, I mean, you could come out and say, "Oh my God, these are two spiky candles. We're done," and then we're gonna come back down to what, $70, maybe. I mean, there's no sign of a turn of momentum. We only had the buy signal in February, right? February was the buy. March, April, May's probably gonna be up, right? And I gotta think it won't take much to take out 119s. Then you got talking about 126s and some really grander perspective. Keep in mind that the all-time high is the 147s from July 2008. Look at this. Amazing. Amazing history here. And yeah. So I kind of want to, I want to see, I definitely want to see April settle above 100, but I would not be surprised to see 119s actually cleared before the end of the month on wartime stuff. Anyway, we'll leave it there. I wish you a good weekend. Be good.